What it do? Insight to Insight here, back with another reading for the collective. Let's get started with a little quick dice roll. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Ooh, 9 energy, that's what's up. I'm my life path number 9. Well, I'm a 36-9 to be exact. And so yeah, 9 is a very important energy in this reading, and as well as life for everyone. We're in the year of the 9, actually, 2025, year of the 9. And 9 is all about ending cycles, about new beginnings, starting a new cycle. It's about closure. It's about releasing all the shit that needs to stop. Basically, old patterns, old repeating lessons, old karmic loops that you have found yourself in recently are coming to an end, and they're closing, and you're getting through that. You are at the end of a new beginning. Basically, you're starting a new beginning, but you're not starting over, right? It's a new beginning, but it's definitely not starting over, because you're taking everything you've learned thus far and you're directing all the energy where it needs to go, instead of, as before, you were kind of directing it all in different directions, pretty chaotic vibes going on, but you've taken inventory on your life and your current situation, and you've looked at it from a few different perspectives, as opposed to before. You've only seen stuff through your eyes, through one perspective. But throughout this year 2025, you've been opening your mind to different perspectives, looking at different ways of seeing your life and how you show up in it. And people are actually noticing that you are showing up in a whole different light as well. You may feel like you have started a new chapter in your life this year, and that is the exact thing that's actually happening. You've started a new chapter, and you are starting to realize that before, you were either living for other people or living for some kind of ideal that you had about yourself and about how you should be living, and you've really chalked that up and gave Jesus the wheel, and you've realized that it's not about how you should be living or how you show up in your life. It's about how you show up for yourself, and how you really judge and analyze yourself, as opposed to before. You would always look at how other people perceived you, and if they perceived you in a positive light, you were good. But at the end of the day, if someone perceives you in a positive light, that may not always be for your best good, because people always have this kind of people always put judgment on people, to where they're judging parts of people that they wish that they either had, as in like attributes that you might have had some attributes that some people knew, that kind of opened people's eyes to looking at themselves and realizing that they themselves don't have these certain traits that they wanted from you, and that you did have these traits innately. You had these traits, and therefore they casted kind of a judgment upon you, and you felt that judgment, or you took that judgment as not resentment, but you took that judgment as like if you had something wrong with you. But really, the only reason they're judging you like that is because they want some of your unique personal traits or trait, and they not maliciously casted that judgment upon you, but they just kind of subconsciously put that judgment upon you. And you're such a sensitive being that you can feel these kind of shifts in energy or judgment casts upon you, and you thought that that was something you needed to change. Therefore, you suppressed that trait or traits that this person was jealous of you having, and you put them on the back burner, and you wrote them off as being a negative thing. But it's not derogatory. You just took that as in your body being as sensitive as it is and in tune with as it is with the universe. You read that the wrong way. You took that the wrong way, when really, if anything, you should have taken it as a compliment. You should have taken it as them looking at themselves and seeing that they want something that you have, which it's true. It's true. But I'm here to tell you that you're looking about it all at the wrong way. You're looking at it like totally ass backwards. So let's just start reading and hopefully get some clarity on maybe what it is that you, well, I know you know that you've already casted away that judgment upon you, and well, that's what you're working on right now. So let's get some clarity as to what is going on with you right now, what you should be aware of and what you should be conscious of, what you should be taking note of, and what you should be doing to progress yourself in either spiritually, or progress yourself as in learn, if you got to learn a new skill to get to wherever you want to be at. But these animal cards really do, they're really helpful when I read these meanings of these cards. Okay, so Swan, I've never got this one before. So Swan, we got Swan energy. Let's see. Let's look up the Swan real quick. I've never got this one before. Let's see what she's all about. The Swan. It says effortless creativity, sensitive, mystic, elegant power. The swan represents heightened creativity in Hindu mythology. The goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision likely to be revealed. When in balance, infinite creative power. When out of balance, agitated, snippy, lacking vision. To bring into balance, solo time and writing. Okay, so yeah, you might be balls deep in a creative endeavor that you might find yourself getting kind of agitated or realizing that, or lacking vision, as in not being motivated like you usually are. When you started this endeavor, you were really had a bunch of energy, and it was all positive energy, and it was all faith. You had a lot of faith, but now you may find yourself kind of second guessing yourself, kind of doubting your faith, and you're literally lacking vision, which therefore turns into not putting work into your creative endeavor or whatever you are creating right now. This could be, you could be creating a business, you could be creating a relationship, you could be creating art, you could be creating music, you could be doing any of these things, painting, you could be just a straight up artist. And if you're not doing anything creative, this card is your sign to get back in touch with the creative aspects of yourself and really hone in on using your left brain more than your right brain, because they try to keep us right side of the brain dominant, which is our analytical thinking, our structured, rigid side of the brain. And so this card is basically giving me the impression that you need to focus more on your creativity and not so much on statistics and analytics and facts. You need to be more open to delve into the artsy side of your life, which never ends up bad. It always ends up better than it was before, even if it brings up some things that you don't want to necessarily deal with right now. That's for the better, because you're gonna have to deal with these things sooner or later anyway. So the sooner you start looking at these aspects of yourself in head on, then the sooner you will be able to heal, not necessarily heal, but it could be heal or just move forward in figuring out what you want to do with your life. And yeah, you just got to take inventory. Like I said, you just got to, like I said, focus more on creating than on observing, or than on overthinking, and being over analytical. That is, I'm getting that might be one of your downfalls. And to snap out of that, just start a new art project. Take a walk, take a hike, go on, do something physical or do something creative, or do both of them at the same time. Because art is, there's infinite different ways of art. Everything is art if you think about it. If you can find artistry in pretty much everything, except for, like, even writing is an art, you know. But what this card is telling me is that you need to kind of get more in the visual arts or the spiritual arts, more so than the academic arts, right? Because there's academic arts and then there's spiritual arts. You need to be in the spiritual arts. You need to be more so focused on visual arts, or pleasing the left side of your brain over than the right side of your brain right now in your life. And you will find that this really feeds the soul. This will feed your soul. This will make you more content with your life and where you're at, and it might open your eyes into seeing what you should be doing. And because, like, every time I'm doing something artistic, I always get revelations. I always get my mind gets awoken to something that I did not see before I was doing whatever the artistic thing that I was doing is. And yeah, so that's all I'm suggesting you do for that. And let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Let's do it. Let's do a wisdom oracle card here. Notice how I'm not hiding my cards. Every time I'm watching someone do a tarot reading or something, I'm always wondering if they're actually flipping the cards that they say they are. So just keep that in mind when you're watching people do tarot readings and stuff like that. If you can't see them flipping the cards, this is just me, and my conspiracy theorist mind is always thinking that they already had those cards planned out and they're not really flipping any cards. So the fact that I'm flipping them in front of you and I'm shuffling in front of you should let you know that this is all not no foo-foo shit. This is real reading, real channels. And because I don't like to lie. Okay, so let's see. There's two there. We'll get these two. Don't know what they are. So we got a card here that says "Not for you," with a little fortune cookie. Not for you. Wonder what "not for you" means. Let's see what it means. Damn, I opened up right to it. Literally, the page I opened up to was number 6. This card is number 6, and this is the exact page I literally just opened it up to. You saw that, right? That was crazy. So it says essential meanings: a clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. Okay, so it says essential meanings: a clear knowing that something is being denied you. Rejection is God's protection. It says the oracle's message: there are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game, and you feel you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for the exact same thing will not be fulfilled. Damn, I cannot read. Let's try that again. There are times when it appears that no matter how deeply you desire something, no matter how hard you work at something, the result you seek always seems to elude you. It's as if you don't really get to be in the game, and you feel you're just watching from the sidelines. The appearance of this card indicates that you are not going to attain what you want right now, that indeed your dreams for the exact thing will not be fulfilled. This is a time to radically accept that not everything is available to you when you want it. Take heart, for there are benevolent forces who desire the best for you and have a much clearer idea of what is for your highest good. Rejection is God's protection. Something much better that will make you truly happy is on its way. Trust this. And it says relationship message. Some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning. but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it is not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot there is a lid. This one may not be the best fit. Damn, you guys, I cannot read at all. This one may not be the best fit. Prosperity message. You can strategize and project and systemize and invest all your time and energy, but sometimes your best laid plans seem to go awry in spite of it all. Keep in mind that no effort is wasted. Fail fast and learn from defeat. Then keep going. You will eventually succeed, although perhaps not at this game, not at this time. Know when to fold your cards. Protection message. Don't chase after what flees you. Don't obsess over what eludes you. Don't bang your head against the wall. There is nothing romantic about what is unavailable. No prize given for torturing yourself, and nothing to be gained by refusing to see red flags that have been waving since you began your pursuit. Now is the time to walk away. There are other goals, other loves, other games, other successes waiting for you. The way out of obsessing is radical acceptance and surrender. Spirit wants only the best for you. This is a sign that you have something much better waiting for you. Trust. That took a turn. So, like I said at the beginning, how this year, how the number 9 is all about closure, endings, new beginnings, starting fresh. You might, but then again, it's kind of, I kind of agree with this, but then I kind of don't, because it's telling you it's not for you, right? Like you should be doing something else, right? But me personally, and what I'm getting from source right now about this message was that you can either take the red flags and as a sign of failure and then move on to something else, or you can persist, and because at the end of the day, you know what's good for you. You know what is going to truly make you happy, and if you're doing something that truly makes you happy, I don't think this card applies to you. And I know it doesn't apply to me, because I just know from experience and from watching people be successful throughout the world that if you give up on something, you'll never know if that thing was ever going to work. So if you're already balls deep in something, if you already got a certain amount of energy and work into a project or a certain endeavor of yours, don't quit, don't give up. And as many times as you fail, you're going to start this endeavor that many times plus one. You're going to start it over that many times and then another time, because the thing is, like, you're never going to find success. You're never going to truly win unless you fail a lot. Like, it's going to take a lot of failed attempts to finally get the one that works. But once you get the one that works, it's going to all be worth it, and it's going to put all that energy not in vain. You're going to basically, you have to go through failure to be successful. And that's like, just do not listen to what I just said, read on that card, because that card is kind of like a hater. That card is basically like, that's exactly what haters would say to you. They would tell you that it's not for you, that you should probably be doing something else that's more productive, or something else that you might be innately better at, or seem like you're better at. But you're just learning new. Like, it takes time to learn new skills, and it takes time to develop certain traits that will end up making you successful in whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, I would not accept giving in and starting something else. I would keep smashing, like, foot pedal to the metal, and just keep going towards whatever you're going for, because you need to, because God likes to make you really feel what it feels like to fail at something before he starts giving you any hope and any sort of like light at the end of the tunnel. You have to know what it really feels like to be shitty and to fail and to be the worst at something before you can start even getting close to being to winning in this thing, whatever it is. It could be anything in your life. But God likes to make sure you know what it feels like to be unsuccessful, because that's how he's gonna figure out if you're if you're ready to even handle being successful at something. You have to really accept and embody and experience what it feels like to lose, or what it feels like to fail, or what it feels like for it not to work out. Because if you stay persistent and you don't give up, then that's just giving God the green light to basically reward you. And because all of it's just a test to see if you're really passionate about what you're doing, or are you just doing it to try to get something out of it. That's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what you need to not do, is give up. Because right when you give up, God's just be like, oh, I knew it. Like, you know, God will be like, I knew you weren't about that life. Like, I knew you wouldn't. Because he's, you know, it's not that he's doubting you, it's just that he's making sure what he gives you, the blessings he gives you, isn't going to go to waste. Because if you didn't go through all this failure, and you didn't go through all the hard times, quote unquote hard times, then you wouldn't treat your blessings as if you really earned it, or as if you really got it out of the mud. And that this is your sign to keep going. This is your sign to eat every failing attempt that you have. Just eat it. Just take it right on the chin and eat that shit like it's breakfast, and then want some more of it. Like, you got to learn to love to fail before you can even start to succeed. So that's just so yeah, as much as it may seem like you're not getting anywhere, you're not progressing, with every failed attempt is one attempt closer to winning. And you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So yeah, Inspite to Insight here, back with another Out With Your Mother. Just kidding. I'll see you on the next one.